Welcome to Insight in Minutes, brought to you by CloudEagle.ai. This is your go-to show for quick, actionable insights into the world of SaaS. And today, we're diving deep into procurement outsourcing.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, it may not sound like the most thrilling topic, but trust me, this stuff can be a real game changer for SaaS businesses, especially for those looking to, well, streamline operations, boost those profit margins, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. Efficiency is key in today's fast-paced SaaS world.
Exactly. So to get us started, can you paint a picture for our listeners of what procurement outsourcing actually looks like in practice?
Sure. Happy to break it down. Essentially, it's about handing over certain procurement tasks to specialized external providers, basically, experts.
Okay, so we're talking about bringing in the specialists.
Yeah, think of it like this. You wouldn't expect your sales team to handle your legal matters.
No, definitely not.
Right. You bring in legal experts for that kind of stuff. Procurement outsourcing is the same idea, leveraging that specialized expertise.
Gotcha. So instead of trying to do everything in-house, you're bringing in the A-team for procurement. But what's the real driving force here? Why are we seeing so many SaaS businesses turning to outsourcing?
Well, I think, there are a lot of factors at play. But our research indicates that companies using procurement outsourcing see, on average, a 15% cost reduction.
Wow, 15%.
Yeah, just in software purchases.
That's huge.
Yeah, and this is often achieved through bulk discounts, things that a specialized firm can negotiate much more effectively.
Makes sense. They have the clout.
Exactly. Plus, they often have a very, deep understanding of complex contracts.
Right.
So SaaS companies can avoid those costly pitfalls that you might encounter otherwise.
Oh, I bet.
And then, of course, there's the efficiency boost.
Right.
So by outsourcing tasks like, vendor negotiations or spend analysis, your internal teams can then focus on their core business function.
Yeah, get back to their bread and butter.
Exactly. Which can lead to, increased productivity, potentially faster growth.
Okay, yeah, that 15% cost reduction, that's pretty compelling.
Yeah.
But I imagine that deciding what exactly to outsource can be a little bit tricky. So what are some tasks that just really make sense for outsourcing?
Yeah, it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of situation.
Right.
But some tasks, I think, very naturally lend themselves to outsourcing. Vendor negotiations, for example.
Okay, vendor negotiations, yeah.
Yeah, specialized firms have these dedicated teams. They're constantly monitoring market trends, vendor landscapes, and they can really leverage their expertise, their negotiating power, to secure much more favorable terms than, let's say, a smaller in-house team ever could.
Yeah, I guess it's not just about saving money then, but it's also about getting expertise that you might not otherwise have.
Exactly.
What about something like spend analysis? That seems like a good candidate.
Spend analysis is a great one because, it's all about understanding where your money is actually going and then identifying opportunities for savings. It involves collecting, classifying, analyzing spending data. And that can be incredibly time-consuming, especially, for a rapidly growing SaaS company.
I bet.
But by outsourcing this, you gain access to sophisticated tools, data analysis expertise that can really uncover those hidden cost-saving opportunities that you might have otherwise missed.
Interesting, yeah. Okay, so we've talked about all of the good stuff, all the advantages, but I know that the source material also mentioned some potential downsides. And one that really jumped out to me was this risk of losing control, right, over a critical part of your business. How can SaaS companies mitigate that?
Yeah, no, that's a very valid concern. It can be unsettling, right, to hand over control of something so important, but it's not an insurmountable challenge. I think, clear communication is essential. Well-defined contracts are key.
Right, so get everything in writing.
Exactly. Imagine a scenario where a SaaS company outsources contract management, for example. By clearly outlining expectations in the contract, performance metrics, reporting procedures, they can retain oversight and ensure that the provider is meeting their specific needs.
So it's all about setting those expectations early and having ways to track progress.
Yes.
And that's where a platform like CloudEagle.ai can be really useful, right?
Absolutely. CloudEagle provides those tools and that transparency that you need to make outsourcing work effectively. For example, its automated workflows can streamline things like contract approvals and invoice processing, so you're ensuring efficiency even when tasks are handled externally.
Okay, yeah, so it keeps everything moving smoothly.
Right, and its benchmarking tools allow companies to compare vendor performance against industry standards, so you're always making sure that you're getting the best value for your money.
It's like having a digital watchdog, making sure everything's on track.
Exactly.
So, to wrap things up, what are some key takeaways for our listeners today?
Well, I think it's clear that procurement outsourcing can be incredibly powerful. It can help SaaS companies achieve those cost savings we talked about, access that specialized expertise, and improve efficiency overall.
Right, those are all big wins.
Huge. But like any strategic decision, it requires careful planning and the right tools.
Okay, so don't just jump in head first.
Right, you got to do your homework. Clear contracts, open communication, and of course, a platform like CloudEagle.ai can really help mitigate the risks.
Yeah, and really unlock the full potential of outsourcing.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. And for our listeners, here's a final thought to consider. Could outsourcing non-core functions like procurement be the key to unlocking your team's true potential, allowing them to really focus on what makes your business unique? We encourage you to explore CloudEagle.ai and see how it can empower your procurement strategy.
It's a game changer, for sure.
Thanks for joining us today on Insight in Minutes, brought to you by CloudEagle.ai.
Thanks for having me.